What's going on, people? I'm MrSsxtrixy, and for the last month, I've been wearing these Ingo Smart Glasses 2. Now, these are the one with the transforming lens, meaning in the sunlight, they will go dark so that way the sun can block UV rays, all that great stuff. And that's kind of its own feature, just kind of something you get in a pair of sunglasses. But these are also AR glasses, and it has a heads up screen to let you know that whatever data you're transmitting to it, you can actually see in your glasses. So you don't have to look down or look at your watch and figure out, oh, how fast am I going? Do I need to slow down? Do I need to speed up? It'll be right there in your face so you can see it right then and there. That is the premise of these glasses. And then for the most part, they kind of work for what they are. There are some caveats with that, but we'll get into those a little bit later. So let's kind of talk about some of the pros of wearing these. When you don't think you notice, when you bike riding, when you're running, any any sport that you can wear glass, you have to wear glass or you can wear glasses with, and you're doing the sport or you're doing the activity, these are phenomenal. Now, for the most part, there's no real strength kind of training like you got. There's mostly just kind of running, biking, maybe some outdoor activity that requires speed, power run. It's mostly to deal with those type of activity because that's the type of stuff it tracks in the algorithm. Now, one of the good things, they have a big pair and a small pair. Usually people who get the big pair are people who bike riding and running. People who get the smaller pair are usually just running. You want them tight fit on your head so you can get that gun and go. They're very fitting, and the fact that you don't have to get them in that translucent, you just get them in regular glasses. If you live somewhere that's cloudy, then you don't have to worry about that. You can just go somewhere and you're good to go. Now, the battery life is a whole nother issue. I've only charged these maybe one or two times since I've had them, and I'm almost ran with them every single time I go out running. I run for about an hour for the most part. There are some occasions where I run 2 or 3 hours, but for the most part, I'm running an hour a day, and you don't even have to worry about battery life. If you took these on a marathon or something, you can last the whole time unless you're doing like 12, 14 hours. Then eventually you would need to charge them. But for regular runners, I think this is phenomenal. And for trying to get better, they're even great with showing you information that you normally wouldn't get. Like, hey, I need to be in a certain zone. I don't want to look down if I'm in that zone. I just want a gun. I just want to get there. And it's all in your eye. And the good thing, one of the great things about it, it's not even distracting. You can actually look forward and it's not just like kind of right there. It's like if you want to look at it, it's right in your face. But if you're not trying to look at it, it's not in your face. It's kind of really unique. Now, these are AR glasses, and I think these are not necessarily prototype, but for sure beta. And with that, let's kind of talk about why the reason some I think the reason I think is beta. Now, the display in it, it's not super great. I've tried to like adjust it to kind of get center. I even tried to fix the nose piece to make it my nose so it could fit on my nose a certain way. And I just could not get that perfect fix so I can see all four corners. The reason you want to see all four corners is because you might be trying to run for time or you press for time. And you're like, can I go the extra mile? And you're like, oh, what time is it? You don't think about stuff like that until it happens where it's like, oh crap, I need to know the time. I gotta go to work in a minute. And it's like, oh, I can't see the time. I gotta go to my watch, go down, look at wherever I track the time. I have to go to that spot to actually look at the time. It's kind of one of those things where it's just like, you really wish the AR part was locked in. Now, another thing, it costs as much as like Meta glasses and stuff like that, but it does not have none of those features. It doesn't have a speaker, anything like that. So you kind of gotta take that for what it is. It's really built for athlete. But in saying built for athlete, it does not work with everything. It works with Garmin, if I'm not mistaken, Polar, and Apple Watch Ultra. It doesn't work with Google. It doesn't work with Samsung. It doesn't work with Quora. It doesn't work with none of these other things that could potentially track your fitness or potential what you already have. It only works with those smart watches. Now, with a phone, you can just pair it to your phone. You download the Active Look app, and you're good to go. But I imagine most people who are willing to buy something like that are somebody who has chest straps and everything, and they're tracking with watches and so forth. Let's talk about what I think is the biggest con for these glasses, and that's going to be the price. It is $349. Now, if you take some transitional glasses that can transition from regular glasses to sunglasses, they could be about 100 and something. And then you go look at some AR glasses like Meta or Google glasses or whatever you might see, they're probably 200 some dollars. So if you combine those things together, you might be able to justify the price. The issue here is that it's not those. It doesn't have Bluetooth speaker. It doesn't have no assistant. It does have the AR, but it only shows data for running. So it can't be used outside of activities at all. You can only use it within those activities. Now, if you're a seriously athlete and you just want that something to give you the edge, that might be really enticing for you. But if you're just training like me and you want that ability to just go, what am I doing? Do I need to speed up? Do I need to slow down? I just need to stay within this range so I can get to my goal, because that's more important for me right now. That is where the price really kind of hinders. Like, I feel like the more this develop, the easier it is to make it, and the more you will see it come out, and the cheaper it might get. But at $349, it's just so hard for me to recommend it, because if you're not a serious athlete, you're not going to be taking advantage of this. Not only that, if you live in a state where it's cold outside, there's no real reason to even get these. I live in Michigan, and in Michigan, you got kind of 6 months cold, 6 months hot or warm. And for those 6 months it's cold, running is not a true option. Now, I've ran in the cold, but you probably won't be wearing glasses. That's not your main concern when in the cold. If you in a really warm climate, I think these are great. You got the sunglass part. This is something I can recommend. If you can swallow that price, I can recommend it. Are these big fella approved? And of course they are. They're just glasses. Unless you got the fattest head in the world, which because of the adjustable hinge thing, which I'm not saying I feel super great about. I'm not saying I feel super terrible about this. Unless you know how to fit glasses, this don't really work the way you hoping it to. But because of that, there's some opportunity to even fit bigger heads and still get a good fit if you know how to bend it. And you got to keep that part in mind, because that's really important. They are big fella approved. They're not something I can recommend for people who are trying to buy technology to maybe get better in their running, to see their stats a little bit better. It's just $349. If you can bite that bullet, yes, go get them. I fully recommend. But can I honestly recommend these to normal people? I can't. But to have onto something, I can't wait till they make them absolutely a little more cheaper. Maybe because even if you go buy the ones without the transition, they're still $300. It's only $50 more to get the one with the transition. So they're still $50. And these are the twos. And the only reason I can recommend the twos because I feel like the adjustment in the eye is a lot broader to fit other people's eyes. Where the ones there's not a lot of adjustment that can be made in those in order to fit people's eyes who might not fit their ideal situation. All right, so I've been trying these out. I love them. Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think this is a waste of time video? I liked it. I wanted to make a video on it. I wanted to share my feelings for these glasses. I can't keep them because that whole eye thing, not being in the center, drives me insane. Because I want all the data. I don't want some of the data. I want all the data. And because of that, I can't keep them. But I'm also not recommending. So it's not like I'm doing something that I told you to go out and do. So for more of these videos, like, subscribe. We're going to be talking about the Garmin running coach and where did I leave off after my training. Stay tuned for that video, and I'll see you in the next one.